right, you guys, welcome to Car Talk. I'm your host, Big Mike, right here with
Ryan Bossery from Rywire.
and we are in Rywire Motorsport Electronics, Southern California, and this is the beginning of Car Talk, and we really appreciate you guys being here. This is a passion project that exists only really because of you guys. Over the years, Ryan and I have done a lot of things together, many of which you guys may know about, builds, magazine work, traveling, etc. And we've always, it's been something that I think it's been very evident, the love for the community and the culture. It's not just business. It isn't just something to do. It's very much a part of our lives.
Yep.
And Ryan and I individually have done a lot of things and been very blessed for longevity in this community and culture, and also together. And really over the years, DMs, emails, in person, questions and comments, and same with me. And that's what has created Car Talk. It's a passion project. It's a place where we can have a conversation about everything in the car community, the culture, the industry, the past, the present, the future, tech, social, but it's all about the cars, and that's what Car Talk's all about.
Everything in one.
Everything. And it's because of you guys. And this is not just about us talking about things that we think about, things that people have asked us to talk about. It's very interactive, We get a lot of people. Some of you watching are like, oh, I know that they're going to talk about this because, we've engaged about that in person or online. So, the thing is, though, we want to make sure that people who don't know, who have no idea what, for example, Rywire.com, Rywire Motorsport Electronics is, or what I've done or what he's done. So let's start, Ryan, let's start there, okay? So for those of you that have been with us for years, we love you, we appreciate you. You are the reason why Car Talk is here, beginning. But for those of you who are here with us who may not have any idea, Ryan, why don't you start? For someone who would just, would like to know,
right,
who is this individual and this business, and why would I be listening to them?
Right. So my name's Ryan Bossery. I started, hopefully just like you guys, and that's grassroots.
Yep.
Building cars in my garage, learning about cars, learning about Hondas specifically. Early on, I was a CRX guy. I was not a Honda guy. I was not a car guy. I was literally a CRX guy.
Yeah.
Influenced by family members, influenced by some friends, turned into really a passion and a lifestyle.
Yes.
And that kind of grew to literally dropping out of school to pursue Rywire, which is my business. I'm the owner of the company, and we develop wiring looms as well as other products for engine swaps, conversions, motorsports use. So as far as the business goes, you can look it up. It's Rywire.com. And yeah, we sell a lot of wiring solutions.
Yes.
For all ranges of vehicles, from an adapter to a full, wired motorsport race car.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
As well as that, like early on when I had a lot of knowledge, and I was, learning things and putting that information out there that I was learning, that kind of slowly started developing into writing for with some magazines. Yeah. I had a technical section, as well as I wrote some articles on, detailed things, whether it be, coil on plug solutions when that was really early on, things like cooling
the radiator, the
radiators, and just theory and a lot of different things. A little bit of stuff with Super Street, more stuff with Honda tuning, RIP to Honda tuning.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of that, and then it kind of turned into people reaching out to me saying, hey, are you available to attend an event?
Yeah.
It could be local, it could have been across the world.
Yes.
So I know Mike and I have traveled a lot together. That's, one of the many reasons why we know each other and why we're so close.
Yes.
There's been times actually where, people asked Mike to host an event,
Yeah.
and he couldn't go because maybe a conflict of schedule.
Sure.
And then they've reached out to me, or Mike said, hey, you know, how about Ryan? And like, oh, that would be great too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's turned into a lot of just car builds in general.
Yes. Yes.
I've built a lot of cars. You know, I've helped a lot of people build some amazing cars. My theory has always been kind of like something different. You know, whether it be like some of the advanced knowledge that I've just picked apart when I was asleep trying to figure out things, and whether it be cooling, electrical, all the things that I've done in all these cars have been really unique. I feel like it's not too much to say that a lot of the cars that I've been doing have been kind of raising the bar, if you will.
Absolutely.
A lot of things, like I guess you could say, like I was kind of early to the game on a lot of things, a lot of technology. And I feel like that I will be and still am learning a lot and elevating the passion in the community for everybody.
Yes.
I guess that's kind of all the main things that I would say about myself and who I am. I live and breathe this stuff. You know, I'm really a Honda guy at heart, with a passion for, I love Porsches as well. I have a couple of those vehicles. And I got a bunch of Hondas, and I've had a bunch of Hondas.
Yeah.
And I've dabbled in some BMWs. Not really too much like big displacement stuff. A lot of small.
I mean, you've wired them.
Oh, sure.
But you know, just not for your own self. Yeah.
Yeah. We've had you know, clients that we've been very involved with 12-cylinder, like Ferrari engines that we've done, 10-cylinder Dodge engines, 8-cylinder GM engines, and all the way down to even really small displacement motorcycles and stuff like that. So, and I mean, a lot of times my clients will reach out to me, and it won't just be like, here's what I have, build me a wire loom. It's like, this is the vehicle I have, this is the where I'm trying to get,
right,
and help me get there, help me pick out electronics, help me, you know, tell me strategies that you know that you've done with other clients to help me get to the goal. Also a lot of private label stuff. So we had big companies reach out, hey, I need 1,500 of these designed, manufactured, and you know, so an OE can install it. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool stuff. I think that my business has really elevated a lot in the last few years. We're working really closely with Turn 14.
Yes.
Currently, we actually are building a car with Turn 14. It's a full electric car. I think that that's the future, and it's pretty cool to be able to like.
It's the future, whether we want it to be or not.
Right, and I mean, I love gasoline engines, and I think that they're great. But I also love electric systems because I don't know enough about them yet. So that's always that like fight of wanting to learn and advance yourself.
So, I mean, so there you guys go. I mean, there you have an explanation and a very summarized one, but you're talking about, just like everyone watching, grassroots, reading magazines, online, going to meets and events, and turning it, you know, Ryan realized early on he wanted to turn it into a business, the electronic side of things, the electrical side of things, the wiring side of things. You know, he evolved and made a business out of. But in addition to that, it's car building on a smaller level all the way to a more professional corporate level. It's
SEMA and stuff like that.
SEMA, traveling, and magazines like he mentioned. And so honestly, there are that many parallels, right? So he ended up focusing and created Rywire, Motorsport Electronics, Rywire.com. For myself, I never created a business out of it, you know?
Right.
For me, the only business that has evolved over the years would now be the Think Bigger project.
Sure.
Which is a nonprofit organization.
Sure, but it's still built on, you know, I mean, it's a nonprofit, but at the same time, it's not much different than what I'm doing in that you're still interacting with clients.
It's very much
still filling orders per se.
Yes.
It's still following the same.
Right. So you guys, you know, what that is parallel kind of evolutions, and we were in two different parts of the same state, and although the culture was the same, it was also different. So he was in the Bay Area, I was in Southern California, But same thing as far as falling in love with cars in the beginning, especially Hondas, the California West Coast import culture, reading magazines, and then attending events. And then for myself, it turned into um, attending events and then winning at those events. And then it turned into um, the magazines I used to read, being able to write for them. So Honda Tuning, Import Tuner, Super Street, Modified, etc. The magazines, rest in peace to the print version of those.
And
But
you were writing full feature articles.
yes, so Ryan had a tech section. I have done full written cover features, many features like that. Ryan did the tech side. I did event coverage and the car
that's
features.
right. A lot of
Yeah.
the event coverage
Yeah.
writing, as
So
well as each vehicle.
yeah. So there over the years there've been different editors for those magazines, and I pay a big debt to all of them. They all helped teach us, what we knew before we knew them, and then Ryan and I ended up over the years getting to know them. So yeah, grassroots, attending car meets, winning car shows, writing for the magazines I used to read, and then like Ryan as well, we both were asked to host events. Some of them I handed off to Ryan, some of them they reached out to me only, him only, etc. And it's really just over the years, I believe by carrying ourselves with honesty and class and building things of quality and art, I believe that our growth has come organically from those types of things. So the resume is long. I've sat on SEMA educational panels as well as the both of us individually and combined, building cars that have become finalists in SEMA's Battle of the Builders. I travel all over the U.S. And the world. Much more than Ryan does because he's focused here at Rywire. But that's kind of what has evolved into, me coming to Ryan and saying, I know you get talked to about it. I get talked to about it. Let's do this. And that's where we are. That's what Car Talk is about. It's two people who are very deeply in love with, after 20 years, the car community and culture, the business side, the industry side, but also the community side, the people side, the motorsport side, the building side. And it's just the two of us taking comments, questions, inspirations, and coming up with Car Talk.
Right.
And it's just a passion project. I have a personal podcast where we talk about almost nothing about cars.
Sure.
But this right here is for the car community. Car Talk is for you guys. Every comment we will read, every email. The topics will be from either directly from you guys or inspired from groupings of your suggestions and questions, things that Ryan and I have done, are doing, and will do. You guys will get first dibs here. Now on the builds, Ryan has a personal YouTube channel where you can see what he's doing right now, as well as the things that are coming in the future. I have a personal YouTube channel where you can see a build I'm doing for a client and other things, event coverage, when I vlog, when I travel. Even with COVID, I'm traveling, you guys. So we have these different places of content that cover different things, but Car Talk is specifically automotive, car specific, to the not just the import but the automotive community and culture, and that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
So
and what year would you say that you kind of like started to be heavily involved in automotive, like just the passion? What year did that, if you could remember that?
For me, heavily involved would be defined by where my mind was.
Sure. Yeah.
And honestly, it would be about probably 14 or 15 years old, because at 14 or 15 years old, when I realized that was the scene and the people and the cars and the kind of community that I was just really getting into, I immersed myself.
Yeah,
I was studious. I was academic.
Yeah,
so
with the
for me,
magazines.
for me, it wasn't difficult to read, and I read a lot.
Yeah.
And so, that's maybe a little bit more broad of an answer to you, but once I got to a teenage year, I was a little bit older. I didn't have a car when I was 16 or 17. I got my first car when I was almost 20.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Right.
As far as me having the money to go buy a car, and so let's just go with that then. That was the summer of 99, 2000. So let's just say 20 years ago, even because 5 years before that is when I was reading everything and forums,
Yeah.
everything. But all right, 20 years. Let's just say 20 years flat. I have been full throttle. As far as my excitement, my passion, and where I was willing to give my time.
Yeah,
Same thing with you, huh?
It's like the same, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys, and it's because of the love of cars and passion and execution and details and kind of like pushing the envelope and really striving to be the best we could. That's the only reason why we met each other. Because if we were both just kind of like following our different community, like geographically,
Mhm.
I don't know if we would have even met.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you just got super into illegal street racing, like all the gangsters up there.
Yeah.
And same thing here. If I just kicked it with all the gangsters down here and it stayed that way, I don't know if we ever would have met, or you would never even have necessarily wanted to move down here.
Right.
But as it evolved,
yeah,
right?
I saw like a need and like desire to move down here versus stay in San Jose.
Yeah.
And do. I mean, I was doing the same thing up there.
Yeah.
But I just felt that there was a greater. I just had a desire to come
Yes.
down here.
Yes.
With the different clients I was working with at
Yeah.
the time, you being one of them.
Yeah, we were already working together
Yeah.
on one of a version of my build before he even moved down. But the history here, you guys, is well over 20 years, and it ranges everything from just doing cruises and caravans to meet, dinners, boba, coffee, sitting together and just enjoying cars, like when we were 20 to now in our 30s and mid 30s, and then attending and competing on small to large scales and contributing to the magazines. To then the apex of everything would be, the pinnacle is SEMA and displaying or debuting or competing at SEMA. And I've been able to be on more than one educational board. I'm working with them right now, SEMA 360, which is their virtual answer to COVID and all of the changes that were forced upon all of us. And I'm working with them as on the social media side and grassroots side to keep that disconnect from being there between the grassroots side and the industry side
or whatever.
Yeah. So and Ryan is pushing the envelope in his way with this EV build that he was mentioning. So really, you guys, that's what it is. Now, many of you who know us would have known some or all of that, but maybe never kind of heard it all in one place. We have been very blessed to have longevity in this scene and culture. I believe it's because of authenticity and passion and execution and work ethic. And like I said, this is a passion project that we're doing for you, for us, for the community. In addition to everything that we already do, we're carving out time to make it happen. And it's because of you guys. You guys made this happen. You guys have talked to us individually and together, different countries, cities, states, and here we are. Car Talk exists for you guys. So you will get an episode from us every single week. You know what they say. It does involve a little bit of effort. So like, subscribe, comment, and let's ride this whole algorithm out, and just really utilize that. But in the end, it's about the interaction.
Yeah.
It's not about all that. That's helpful. It helps us grow. It helps us reach more people. But what it's about is you guys watching, whoever and however many, and the interaction. So every comment, every suggestion, idea, we will read it. All right?
Let's do it.
So Car Talk, you guys, welcome. And we are excited to go full force, and we'll see you every week. Okay? All right, guys. Take care. Thank you.